Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we're going to be talking about the books that I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited. So I've had Kindle Unlimited, the subscription, for 2 years, I think. I think I got it in 2021, but I don't see myself canceling it anytime soon. I love this subscription service and it is just so, you get so much from this subscription service and I use it constantly. So in this video, I am going to be talking about the books that I currently have checked out on Kindle Unlimited. You are allowed to have, I'm pretty sure it's 20 books checked out at a time, but you can return and check out as many as you want as long as it doesn't get over 20 in your library whenever you want. So I currently have, I think, 15 checked out on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm going to chat about them. So the first one that I have is Royally Pucked by Pippa Grant. I love to have a Pippa Grant book downloaded just so that I have one whenever I get into a bad mood. I have mentioned it multiple times before, but Pippa Grant is an author who I read whenever I have a bad day or I'm not feeling well. So I like to have one checked out by her. I am running low on her books, so I hope that she writes more soon because I have read almost all of her books, I'm pretty sure, but this is one that I haven't read. It is a hockey romance with a hero who is also, I believe, a prince of a foreign country, but who plays professional hockey in the United States. So I think that it's going to be fun and I have it sitting there for whenever I need it because I like to have it, you know, just in case, because I don't want to have to go searching for it when that day comes that I am in a horrible mood or I'm not feeling well. The next one that I have checked out is King of Wrath by Ana Huang. This is Ana Huang's new series. I believe this is book 1. I think it's a billionaire romance. I honestly don't know much about it. That is going to be a consistent theme throughout this video. I don't know a whole bunch about my books before I read them. I tend to just know a few basic tropes, or honestly, I'm a big hype follower, so I just kind of follow what's popular or what my friends or people I trust have enjoyed. So I know that a lot of my friends have given King of Wrath a high rating, and so it makes me want to read it. Also, I previously read Ana Huang and I did really enjoy Twisted Love by her and Twisted Hate. So this one is one that I have downloaded. I would like to read this before I go to Book Bonanza in a couple of weeks, so we're gonna hope that that goes well, but it's coming up really quick, so we'll see. The next one that I have, I've actually had downloaded for a really long time and I just haven't gotten to it yet, and that is The Badge by Lena Hendricks. I was really hoping to get to it before I saw her at Wild and Windy in Chicago this past month, but I just didn't get to it in time. I did read a different Lena Hendricks before then, but this one is a romantic suspense, I believe it is, and it's book 1 in the Redemption Ranch series, and I believe that it's a ranch where a lot of people who are in like witness protection or like under police custody who are like awaiting speaking in trials go and are held, and I think it is a romance between a police officer or like a agent, federal agent, and a witness in a trial. That could be very wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I know that Caitlin from The Love Librarian has talked about this series before and she enjoyed it, so I've wanted to read it for ages and I'm hoping that I can get to it soon. Another one that I have is Bet You by Neve Wilder. I've had this one checked out for a couple of months. It was on my, I think it was May TBR, but it might have been my April TBR, I'm not sure. But this is an romance in the Fulton University series. This is a series that each book is written by a different author, and I've read a couple of the books from the series. I've read Eden Finley's and I've read Saxon James's, and I think I've read one other one, but I've read previous Neve Wilder books and enjoyed them. They're they're usually very fun, they're new adult, they're spicy, and just like a good time, and usually not overly angsty, so I have that one checked out for whenever I'm feeling in that like new adult mood. Next one that I have is actually a novella. It's called Plain Love, and I've had it downloaded for ages, and I just have not gotten around to reading it yet. This one was a recommendation from Averie from Ava's Romance Books. She told me that this one is a novella that features a wheelchair-using hero, and that sold it for me. I take so many of my disability representation books from Averie's recommendation, so if Averie recommended it, then it must be good. The next one that I have is Not All That Glitters, I believe it's called, by Devin Sinclair. This one is a Omegaverse romance. I did read the first book in this series and enjoy it, so this is book 2. It's about the twin sister of the heroine from book 1, so I'm intrigued by it. I did like book 1, so whenever I get into an Omegaverse mood, that is going to be the one that I try. The next one is another one that was on my, I'm pretty sure it was my May TBR that I just didn't get to, and that is Goodnight by Kelly Fox. If you saw my wrap up from, maybe it was last month, maybe it was the month before, I don't really remember. I read a shit ton of Kelly Fox books. I became sort of obsessed with her and read like 8 of her books in a row and really loved them. They're MM. They feature sort of like, I don't even know how to say it, how to explain it, but they have very charismatic characters who are very like murdery, I'm gonna go with. I think that she said that she refers to her books as murder swoon, which I kind of love. They give me Onley James vibes, and I love the Necessary Evil series by Onley James. So this is the first one in a new series by her, or like a new series that I haven't read yet. And it features a hero who is a sex worker and a bi-awakening of a rancher. And that just sounds real fun to me. The next one that I have is another novella, and it's actually the Eden's novella. It's called The Eden's Legacy Story. The Eden's A Legacy Story, and it is the novella for the Eden series by Devney Perry, and that it follows the parents of the Eden siblings. And I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I love the Edens, so I will definitely be reading that one. Then I have Weak Side by S.J. Silvas, I think is the name of this author. This one was a huge recommendation from a whole bunch of people. I saw so many people reading and loving this one. Hockey romance is my favorite, so I had to download it when I saw so many people loving it. It is definitely one that I'm hoping to get to soon, although I did hear that there's an audiobook coming soon, so maybe I'll wait for that. Next one that I have is The Woodsman by Dr. Rebecca Sharp. I read half of a book by Rebecca Sharp, and it was a winter themed book, and it was getting hot and summery, and I just had a hard time reading a winter themed book in the summer. That's just the way it worked. So there wasn't anything wrong with the book. I actually was enjoying myself. I just lost the ability to read a winter themed book when it was like 80 degrees outside. So I am really interested in this book by her, and The Woodsman seems like a reclusive hero, which is right up my alley. And I've been wanting to read a book by her for ages, and I did enjoy the writing of the 30%, 40% of the other book that I read by her. The next one I have is a small town romance. It is Unforgettable by Willow Astor. Willow Astor is a author who I've been wanting to try for a while. I was hoping to get to this book before I went to Chicago, but I didn't get around to it. But her covers are beautiful. They're small town. They might be romantic suspense, but I definitely want to read them. The next one I have checked out is Beyond the Thistles by Samantha Young. This one is another small town. I believe it's romantic suspense. Samantha Young is another author who has been on my TBR for ages, who I just haven't gotten to yet. And this one, I know that Jess from Peace Love Books gave 5 stars to, and it just sounds great. It takes place in Ireland or Scotland. I don't remember which, but either way, I love the country and think that it'll be a really atmospheric setting, and I always love that. Then I have Offsides by Averie Keelan, I think wrote this book. This one is a hockey romance. I first saw Tori from Novel Life talk about it, and she enjoyed it, and I know that there were a bunch of other people that loved it. My best friend in real life loved it, so I will be reading it when I get the chance. I think it might be like Brother's Enemy, I think. Maybe. That could be very wrong, but that like piques my brain of remembering. So that sounds great if that's what it is actually about. And another hockey romance. So I love that. Next one I have is One Timer by Tegan Hunter. This one I actually have downloaded but will probably read the audiobook of, but have it downloaded so that I can whisper sync the audiobook because I have listened to the rest of the series on audio. But this is a surprise pregnancy book. It's the next one in Tegan Hunter's Carolina Comets series, I think is the name of the series. And this series is really fun. It's super low angst. It's just a good time. They're really short, so the audiobooks are like 6-7 hours, and they're so easy to just go for, which I absolutely love. It's just a good time, and it's easy, and I can get a whole audiobook done while I'm like doing chores or something like that. I'll be like washing the dishes, and I'll be like halfway done with the book by the time I finish. The next one that I have is actually a Melanie Harlow book, which is a little surprising because I think in a previous video I've said that I don't want to read any more Melanie Harlow because I don't like her books, which is a very controversial opinion. It is a very not popular opinion, but I haven't enjoyed her books. There's been one that I gave 4 stars and all of the rest of them I have not enjoyed because they are all exactly the same. But I'm not here to bash an author, and so I have heard that a lot of people have enjoyed this one. It's Marriage of Convenience, which I really love. It has a billionaire, very nerdy, kind of like shy hero, which sounds up my alley. So I do want to try and give her like one last chance before she officially is like removed from as an author who I don't read from. But I just feel like I'm missing out. It very much reminds me of Jess from Peace Love Books when she was talking about Megan Quinn. It just, so many people love her and like talk about how much her books are amazing, and I feel like I'm missing out because I don't enjoy them. And so I want to give her one last try, and this one is the one that I've decided to attempt to read. And so we're gonna hope it goes well, but again, if I hate it, I gave her another chance, and that's what are you gonna do? Next one that I have is Paladin by Onley James. This is the first book in her Jericho's Boys series. I'm super excited to read this one. I meant to read it when it first came out, and I just forgot, and it just never got to it, but I will absolutely be reading this. It's an I think it's a psychopath one. It probably is because they are murderers, but they like only murder bad people, so it's okay. But this one is characters from the Necessary Evil series, which I've already said that I absolutely love. So this is a spinoff of that, and I am going to read it. Then the last one that I have checked out currently is, I believe it's called Rewrite Our Story. It's really hard to read on the cover of the book, but it's by Kat Singleton. And this one is another one that I'm like gonna try and read. It's very high on my TBR. It's actually on my TBR for this month, for June. But this is one that I'm absolutely going to try and get to for this month before Book Bonanza, because Kat Singleton is going to be at Book Bonanza, and so many people have loved this book. It is a small town romance. I am in a small town romance mood. I love small town romance, and it just, the cover is beautiful. If I'm gonna be honest, that's the first thing that drew me into this book. That is why I was like, ooh, I'm gonna check out that book. But then all the people have given it 5 stars, and I'm just like, I must read it. So I'm really, really hoping that I'll love it. I'm hoping that I will be able to get to it. It's like first priority of all these books that are checked out, but I am determined. That is the last one that I have checked out though. Please let me know if you've read any of these books. I would really enjoy hearing your opinions and what I should like prioritize of the ones that I have checked out. But that is going to be it for this video. So like it if you liked it, subscribe, stick around, and I will see you in the next one. I hope that you have the absolute best day. Bye.